This past December, the Illinois State Redbirds came into town to take on the Salukis. And the Redbirds did not have a chance since the start of the matchup, losing 57-40, the Redbirds' lowest point total all year long. The defensive intensity of Southern Illinois was just too much for the Redbirds, as leading scorers Trey Guidry and Marcus Arnold were held in a check all night long. However, Illinois State has somewhat put things together as he almost pulled upsets over Illinois and Creighton earlier this past month. Join us as the 12-2 Dawgs are on the road in Normal to take on the 5-9 Redbirds of Illinois State here on WSIU TV, Channel 8.
From Redbird Arena on the campus of Illinois State University, we've got exciting Saluki basketball for you, Missouri Valley Conference style, as tonight the Dawgs travel to Bloomington Normal to take on Illinois State. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Trude. Thad Jackson's alongside. Nick Schneigert will join us a little bit later with sideline reports. The Salukis are in the second game of their Central Illinois swing. They took care of Bradley last Saturday. It's very difficult to win 2 in a row on this swing, but Southern did what it had to do Saturday to put themselves in this position.
Southern, of course, going to 6-0 in the conference. They ties the school record, or actually sets a new school record for Southern. They can go to 7-0. No Valley team ever done that except Creighton last year. All right,
Illinois State finally got a win in the conference last Sunday against Southwest Missouri State. A very ugly game, but they'll take a win any way they can get it.
And maybe that takes a little pressure off of Illinois State, so maybe a little easier game for Southern here. Illinois State not as hungry to get that first Valley win, so maybe advantage Southern in that category.
We'll see what transpires here at Redbird Arena as the Dawgs take on Illinois State. Constant defensive pressure is what the Redbirds are going to see tonight from the Saluki guards. We'll see how it all unfolds. Thad and I will be back with the starting lineups when we come back to Redbird Arena right after these messages. And welcome back to Redbird Arena. Saluki basketball comes from Vogler Motor Company, Mark Williams Outdoor Equipment, Banterra Bank, Venegoni Horrell Distributing LLC, Golden Eagle Distributing, and B&G Venegoni Distributing. 710 Bookstore and the Saluki Connection, SI Family Dentistry, Gentry Couch Incorporated, Bryant's Heating and Air Conditioning, Daniel & Son Mechanical Contractors, and Garavaglia Heating and Cooling, and by the Southern and Central Illinois Laborers District Council. It's time for our starting lineup tonight. First for the visitors from Southern Illinois. Here's how the Salukis will go. Darren Brooks will be at a guard spot, along with Brian Turner, Sylvester Willis, and Brad Korn at the forward spot. And Stetson Hairston, who hit the big 3 against Bradley on Saturday, will be the other guard. And Stetson was a main cog down the stretch in that ballgame.
Stetson with 11 points there against Bradley, and he did hit that big 3 and really kind of sparked that Saluki win up here in Peoria.
And for the homestanding Redbirds of Illinois State, just one conference victory this year, but they got it last Sunday. They will go at the guard spots with Vince Green, and then Chris Burris will be a forward, Neil Plank and Najib Eccles. But the guy that has to make things go for Illinois State is 6'8" sophomore Marcus Arnold. Did not have a very good game in Carbondale.
Not a good game at all. Arnold with only 7 points, 4 rebounds in 26 minutes, and he's going to need to be more productive if the Redbirds want to stay in this game tonight.
Southwest is coming off a 54-42, really ugly performance against Southwest Missouri, but it is a victory. And they feel like they're doing things better on defense, holding the last 4 or 5 games to teams under 60 points.
Initially, the Redbirds thought it was going to be their offense that would kind of carry them through this season, these last 4 or 5 games. It's been the defense that's really stepped up, holding teams to around 40 points, and Southern leading the Valley in scoring, so they'll probably get up above that 40-point mark easily tonight.
Saluki's averaging 71 plus a ball game. They scored just 57 against this Redbird team, and the stat itself of Illinois State holding teams under 60 might be a little deceiving because they are playing a little bit more of a slowdown type of pace. Matt Panner, the Saluki head coach right there, talking with Paul Lusk. Illinois State is holding the ball a little bit more on offense and not trying to really run and gun because they're not suited for a run and gun type game.
And Southern, of course, will come out in their man-to-man defense. That's all they run is the man-to-man. So they'll try to probably pick up the tempo here, get some points on the board early against Illinois State.
There's Porter Mosier, the first-year head coach here at Illinois State. He previously was at Arkansas Little Rock. His overall record in his career is 59-43. He had a very successful career at Arkansas Little Rock. Here we go. It's Marcus Arnold and Sly Willis, and Sly wins the tip. And the Salukis in their maroon with the black and white trim start on offense, and a big matchup early on literally is Vince Green against Brian Turner, Illinois State's point guard. Korn from outside hits the two.
Brad Korn's going to make a big difference in this game. Matt Painter said it all week that Korn's going to be the guy that's probably going to step up.
Vince Green has to play well at the point for Illinois State to play well. Their backup point guard is a former Saluki. Matt Miller was a walk-on 2 years ago with Bruce Weber. He transferred to Rend Lake College last year and then came to Illinois State this year. That's Greg Alexander. Around the wing, it's Neil Plank, a transfer out of Wisconsin. Arnold, top of the key.
There's Arnold. You don't want him to get hot. Steps out and hits that 15-footer there.
Stetson will shoot a three. It's long. Darren Brooks had a chance for the rebound. He's got it working on Vince Green. No good. Gets his own rebound and is fouled. So Darren Brooks will go to the free throw line already with 2 offensive rebounds.
You watch Brooks play, and he just plays hard all the time. Not a big guy, Brooks, only at 6'3", but he'll go down low with the big guys and battle under the boards. Of course, he leads the team in points and rebounds. Over 6.4 rebounds per game.
Foul was called on Neil Plank, and Darren will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. He's a 62%er. He'll get another. Just underway here at Redbird Arena. Missed them both. The Redbirds were horrific from three-point range against the Salukis in the first game. That's Najib Eccles with the ball down low. Kick it out to Alexander. Down low to Marcus Arnold. Goes right into a double team, and Brad Korn gets called for the reach-in. Had Brad not done anything, Arnold would have had to get rid of it. The double team was coming on the opposite side from Sly.
Both Korn and Willis had Arnold right where they wanted him. Just a silly reach-in foul, and Illinois State's going to get it underneath here. You watch Brad come over for the double team, and he's got him. And I think that was actually on Sly. I didn't see Brad reach in, but he does get the foul.
You're right, it was on Sly.
The traveling violation at Southern ball.
And Illinois State just traveled with a basketball, so they turn it over to the Salukis. The Redbirds with some pressure. Brooks from outside. Korn, right wing.
We'll watch Korn. He'll work down low, and then he'll also come up top. Of course, we saw him hit the early bucket here.
Shot clock at 6. Nice pass to Darren Brooks for 2.
Good give and go, and that's Darren Brooks moving without the basketball, creating an easy layup for Southern.
Eccles. Brad Korn can't physically match up with Eccles, but he can do something on the wing with him there. Stetson with it. Lob it down to Darren Brooks, all alone on Vince Green, and Vince Green cannot cover Darren Brooks one-on-one.
Green at 5'9", there's no way he can guard Brooks down low. We'll take that matchup all day.
And that happens on transition. Darren was on the move, and Green had to get back. So the Dogs with a 6-2 lead.
Good defense by Hairston. Nearly creates the turnover.
They called a foul on Stetson. Wow.
They called it after he was clear out of bounds on the bench.
That's Stetson's first, second team foul.
That's his first.
After Alexander pirouetted all the way.
Here, then they finally called a foul after Stetson's out of bounds.
A big clanging 3 from Greg Alexander. And now Darren turns it over. Double dribble, says the referee.
I didn't see that turnover. He must have seen something we didn't. Of course, the play's right in front of us here.
A couple guys checking in the lineup. Jamal Tatum and Lamar Owen coming in. That's a good look at Jamal Tatum, the freshman, and Brian Turner sitting down.
And the Dawgs don't lose a step. When they sub off this bench, they have players that can step up. Anybody off that bench can come in and contribute good minutes.
Trey Guidry in the lineup for Illinois State. He is a three-point marksman. On the season, he's hitting 48% of his three-point attempts.
Guidry 41 threes in 14 games this year. He was only 1 of 8 from three-point line down in Carbondale when these two teams saw each other.
That's Vince Green with the shot.
See how Southern handles this three-quarter court pressure here.
Wasn't pretty, but they got it over the line. They lead at 6-4. Hand off to Stetson. Back to Lamar. Darren's got to get rid of it. Does so. Plenty of time. 7 on the shot clock.
Porter Moser wanted to travel.
Down to Sly. And he's fouled with 3 on the shot clock. It's going to be called on number 33, Najib Eccles. No, take that back. Marcus Arnold.
Southern's showing some patience on the offensive end, maybe a little too much patience. Slide down low, he gets a good move toward the baseline, and Arnold does pick up the foul there with the body.
Josh Warren into the game for Sly. Darren Brooks with it. Southern has a new 35-second shot clock. Brooks from long range, yeah!
Counted. DB. DB leading scorer for the Dawgs, 16.3 coming into this game. Give him 3 now.
Dawgs lead it 9-4. Down to Marcus Arnold. Alexander to Guidry. Good help defense.
Boy, Arnold just muscled that one in. Owen had a hand on the ball, but Arnold just big upper body and muscles that in. You're going to watch Josh. He's probably going to lay on Arnold here and try to wear him down physically.
Tatum for 3. No.
In and out for Tatum.
Pretty good look. Alexander for 3, yes. And we're tied at 9. Just ahead of immediate timeout. 9-9 here at Redbird Arena. Brooks hands it off to Jamal. Owen's got Green on him again. Darren kicks it back out to Stetson. A wide open 3, yes.
There's Stetson, a great look by Brooks. He was double teamed down low. Somebody had to be open. That guy happened to be Stetson. Easy look for a 3.
12-9. Tatum now will work on Vince Green.
Watch Tatum's defense. This guy is quick.
We'll check Green's stamina tonight. Because he walked.
He walked.
Guidry, no. Knocked out of bounds by Josh Warren. And we've come to our first media timeout of the basketball game. 14:36 left to go. The Salukis lead the Redbirds 12-9. We'll be back. Welcome back to Redbird Arena. The Dawgs lead Illinois State 12-9. Hey, support for Saluki basketball is brought to you in part by First Cellular, a Southern Illinois company specializing in wireless data communication services throughout the communities of Southern Illinois. First Cellular is proud to be a continued supporter of Saluki athletics. Nick Schneigert is joining us this evening on the sidelines. Nick, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing just fine, thanks a lot. I was just talking to head coach Matt Painter just before the game, and he said in order to beat ISU, they're gonna have to put a lot of pressure on a team, especially on Marcus Arnold and Trey Guidry. Of course, Guidry, 5th in the nation in three-point accuracy. Keep an eye on him throughout the game. He's been consistent within the last couple games. Thanks a lot, guys. Back to you.
All right, Nick, very good point about Trey Guidry, and we mentioned early on, Marcus Arnold, the key for them. He's got 4 points. He's getting touches inside, and for them to be effective, they have to do inside out.
And they're doing, we've seen both of that tonight. We've seen Arnold and Guidry. Guidry, like Nick said, number 5 in the nation, shooting at a 47.7% clip from behind the arc.
Redbirds will trigger it. They get a new 35-second shot clock as the rebound went off of Josh Warren. Arnold with it. Double teamed. Scores and gets the foul. Fouls on Tatum.
Tatum down there to help out Warren, and I think he reached in a bit. Arnold, again, we just see the big body, 6'7", 225. Arnold's just a sophomore for this Redbird team.
Shoots free throws at a 66% clip. Made it.
Illinois State's going to stay with the three-quarter court press.
They switch to a zone. They're in a 3-2 zone. 3-2 matchup zone.
Look to work the ball around here and maybe get an outside shot, maybe a three here.
10 on the shot clock. Stetson down to Josh Warren, lefty hook, no. Tip in by Lamar, no, again and again. Just wouldn't go.
Lamar always around the basketball for Southern.
Eccles with it.
Again, Southern gets a hand on it. Josh Warren had a block there. Eccles goes up strong again, and that one falls in.
Josh gave up baseline. First lead of the ball game for Illinois State. 14-12 Redbirds. Salukis will make wholesale changes. Next dead ball opportunity. Lamar open, good.
That's a tough shot, a little 6'8" footer for Owen. Takes a nice soft touch and gets it right over the front of the rim. Good looking shot by Lamar.
He's number 1 in the Missouri Valley Conference in field goal percentage. Sly Willis, number 2 in conference games only. Tied back up at 14. That's Guidry with it. Eccles. They are banging down low. Lob it to Marcus Arnold. Jump hook, no. Stetson won't go. Off the glass, Eccles gets the rebound. And look at Tatum right there.
He's going to be right on green this whole time.
Eccles again. Guidry. Guidry, he likes that shot, but it won't go.
That's short.
Stetson grabs the board. He was open. They settle back into the matchup zone. Salukis have gotten 2 good looks the last 2 trips down the floor. One they converted, one they didn't. $15 on the shot clock. Down to 10. 8 to Brad.
They have to get a shot off here.
Korn, no, rebound, Lamar. Somebody's got to want the ball. And Eccles wanted a little bit more than the Salukis did. We've got another media timeout, 11:43 to go in the first half. We're all tied up at 14. We'll be back. 11:43 remaining in the first half. We're all tied up at 14.
WSIU is your home for Saluki basketball. Show your support by calling right now with a pledge, 1-800-745-9748.
And support for this program comes to you from the SIU Alumni Association. Benefits to association members include discounts at hotels, restaurants, and car rentals, along with the Southern Alumni Magazine, Saluki Pride newsletter, and invitations to alumni appreciation events. SIUalumni.com for more information. 14 all, and the loose balls so far have gone to Illinois State, but they appear to be a little bit more hungry right now than the Salukis are.
I agree, Mike. And, you know, getting that first Valley win over the weekend on Sunday versus SMS, maybe a little spark in the Redbird step here. They're tied up at 14 midway through the first half.
Some other scores from the Valley early on in the first half. Evansville leads Northern Iowa 12-10, 13:50 to go. And Bradley and SMS just underway in Springfield. It's 2-2. Wichita State and Creighton also just getting underway. No score yet from that ball game. Redbirds with the ball. That's Guidry to Alexander. Around the horn to Vince Green. Chris Burris is into the game, number 50. Guidry for 3. Yes.
There's Guidry with that open look. Like I said, 41 three-pointers in the last 14 games.
Jump ball is going to go. Oh, timeout for the Salukis. How about that? Nice play by Sylvester. He gets the 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it here. Some big games tonight in the Missouri Valley Conference as Matt Painter goes over his next assignment here when the Salukis get the ball in. Wichita and Creighton's a big one because if Creighton wins the ball game, they keep even with the Salukis if we win this one here. And Wichita would fall 4 games behind Southern and Creighton. And if Wichita wins, then Southern has a 2-game lead if they win tonight over the Blue Jays. So that is a pivotal game tonight.
Southern 6-0, of course, in the Valley. Creighton at 5-1, and then you've got the preseason favorite Wichita State. What are they doing out down there? 3-3, and we'll see a big game tonight between the Shockers and the Blue Jays. And of course, Southern just a win here, and they can stay up above everybody. And
we'll check the Edward Jones Missouri Valley Conference standings at halftime a little bit later on. But right now, it's Saluki basketball. They're fortunate to still have it, as he got a little careless on that last press. Korn with it. Plank is back in for the Redbirds. Vince Green has played every second so far.
They're back into man-to-man. Let's see, work it down low to Sly here.
Jump hook, no good. He got caught in no man's land, and here come the Redbirds. Guidry's going all the way to the hoop. No good. Burris with a nice strong rebound. Or excuse me, Dilligard, number 50.
Look for some pressure D here by Southern. They're going to need a stop.
Dilligard has an asthma problem, doesn't get a lot of playing time lately.
Guidry a little out of control up against Sly there, and Southern's going to push it.
Brooks working on Alexander. Jump shot, good. DB's got 9.
Good shot by Brooks, and he comes in needing only 30 points to reach the 1,000-point mark for his Saluki career.
He's got 9 already. Vince Green has played every second so far against 3 different Saluki point guards. Back to Green. Dilligard. 10 on the shot clock. Over to Plank. They're going to call a block, I'll bet. Yep, Brad did not have position.
Didn't have position while the guy was in the air, and Brad stepped in front of him. That's going to be the block.
It's his first foul.
That's 14 fouls.
14 fouls on the Salukis, and Neil Plank will go to the free throw line.
Number 25, Neil Plank at the line.
60%er, 27 out of 45 on the season.
Number 15, Matt Miller replaces Vince.
Matt Miller comes in for Vince Green. Matt Miller, the former walk-on. Stetson Harrison sits down for the Salukis as Tony Young comes into the ball game.
Might see some good minutes from Young tonight. Look for him defensively more than offensively.
Plank was 1 for 2, which is just about right. Redbirds lead at 18-16. They stick to that 3-2 zone. Tony Young on the wing. Turner to the corner, and Darren Brooks short. He felt he got fouled by Dilligard.
Brooks ended up on the floor, might have got pushed, but no call. Watch for Guidry.
Guidry just plain lost it. Saluki basketball. Najee Beckles will check back into the Redbird lineup. And he'll come in for Guidry. And I don't think Porter Mosher wants Trey Guidry driving baseline.
Might have been a good idea for Guidry to pull that one out. They got the 2-point lead. You know, get back under control instead of the turnover there for Illinois State.
Back in the 3-2. Matt Painter says run the triangle. To the corner, it's Brad Korn.
Brian Turner has been hot from 3-point range.
Yeah, and the Redbirds know it. Darren Brooks turns it over. Tries to lob it over the top.
You have to bounce pass it into the post. Lob pass goes out of control there.
Eccles throws it inside, stolen by Brian Turner. Salukis have some numbers that they can hustle. To the corners, Tony Young for 3. Tony Young nails a 3-pointer.
Young was ready to shoot that as soon as he got it up quick in the air, and the ball goes in. Good shot.
So the Salukis grab a 1-point edge on that 3-pointer by Tony Young, and Tony got hit in the eye after the shot as well, and he's coming over to the huddle to try to get some something from Ed Thompson. Probably will take a look at his eye. Looks like he might have got a finger in the eye. But Porter Mosher didn't like his team's transition defense on that one.
See an early timeout, or a quick timeout by Moser, try to get things under control as Southern takes the lead off that Tony Young three. I don't see a sub yet, so Young maybe just poked in the eye. He's going to stay in the game.
I also think Moser might have taken that to give Vince Green a little bit more time, because there's a media timeout coming with the under the 8-minute, and I guarantee you Vince Green's coming back in the game at the under 8-minute mark. He's trying to get his point guard a few more seconds of rest as he can. Let's see Tony Young work on Matt Miller now. Matt has taken care of the basketball very well with only 5 turnovers this year.
Good job of ball handling by Miller with Young all over him.
Alexander. Miller again. They called Tony Young the piranha on defense.
And you can see the reason right now.
Down to Eccles. Out to Greg Alexander, 9 on the shot clock. Sylvester called for the foul, and this referee has called every single foul in this game.
You know it's going to be physical down low there with Arnold, Willis, of course Josh Warren. Oh, and here he comes right now. Warren checking back in for Willis.
And Vince Green checking back in as well.
Sly gives him a little bump on the entry pass. Sly says, hey, I had my hand straight up.
They're going to call bumps like that. It's going to get nasty underneath. Alexander. Tony Young working on Vince Green now. Look at the pressure put on by the Saluki guards. Down to Marcus Arnold.
Here comes Korn with the double.
Alexander downloaded to Najib Eccles, 15 on the shot clock. And they turn it over.
There's Young with a hand in there.
To Darren Brooks, working on Vince Green. Oh, behind the back, and he missed it. Oh, what a great move. And Brian Turner, Greg Alexander stopped, and Brian didn't.
DB looking to create something down on the offensive end. Behind the back, just couldn't get it to fall. Thought he might have tried to get it over to Tony Young there, but a good shot, good ball handling by DB.
6th foul on the Salukis, still not in the bonus. 7:31 left in the first half. The Salukis on Tony Young's 3 lead it 19-18. We'll be back to Redbird Arena. Tony Young's 3-pointer is giving the Salukis a lead. It's 19-18. Let's see what Nick Schneigert has for us this time out. Nick?
What a great year it has been for Darren Brooks so far. Of course, throughout the years, he's been under the shadows under Jermaine Dearman and Kent Williams. However, this year he's been a spark, and he only needs 21 more points to reach 1,000 points in SIU during his SIU career. That'll make him the 36th player ever in SIU history to reach that point. Back to you guys. Thanks a lot.
That is the 1,000-point plateau. It's what everybody strives for, and Darren Brooks is going to get it done his junior season. He's still got another year to go. Stetson will likely get it maybe later this year or early in the campaign next year. And DB's just been very, very consistent. I know he'd like to have that layup back because he schooled Vince Green. Here's here's Brian Turner. He couldn't stop. Greg Alexander
just put on the brakes, and BT couldn't stop. Goes around him and right over the top of him. DB, though, just working hard for all those points he's getting. And it'd be good to see him get that 1,000-point mark. Probably do it at home this weekend.
Tony Young almost gets the steal. Tony Young working hard on the defense on Vince Green. That's Plank with it. Looking for Guidry on the side. Lob it down to Marcus Arnold, working on Josh Warren. Ten on the shot clock. 6.
Green's going to have to put it up.
And Eccles got the rebound, but he was out of bounds.
He was laying out of bounds. Yeah,
turns it over to the Salukis. You can't fault the effort by Najib Eccles. He beat everybody to the basket, but he couldn't get the layup down. Eccles, and the Dogs will try to build on the lead.
He cut right through the Saluki defense, got a good look, just didn't fall in, and they need to do a better job defensively. Saluki's on the defensive end there.
Brad didn't want to pick up another cheap blocking foul on the drive, but he's got to get in front of him.
Can't give him an easy layup.
Back to the man-to-man defense. Tony Young pushes off.
Creates a little space.
By pushing off and misses the shot badly, and back come the Redbirds. Guidry, he walked, no call. It's amazing how they give him the extra step.
Green with the 3, wide open shot.
Redbirds lead by 2. Nice pass to Darren Brooks.
Great look by Korn to find Brooks, and great court awareness by Brooks to just go behind the defense right down the lane.
Brooks has 11. We're tied at 21.
Green comes into the game 6 of 10 3-point shooting in Valley play. Oh, Tony is going to get called with a foul.
That's okay. They'll take that kind of pressure. Matt Painter says, I don't mind that. First foul on Tony Young, 7th team foul on the Salukis. Vince Green will go to the free throw line, and Vince Green's got to be tired, so he's got to step to the line and shoot 1-and-1. Some Valley scores. Creighton trailing Wichita 15-7 with 12 minutes to go in the first half. SMS leads Bradley 14-13, 7 minutes to go in the half. Northern Iowa leads Evansville 22-19, 8 minutes to go in the half.
Green hits his first free throw. You saw him walk up to the free throw line with his hands on his hips. Maybe he is getting a little tired, a little short of breath, and you can't blame him with Young on him tonight, Tatum on him earlier.
Good young coaches in the Valley. Just saw a shot of Porter Mosier. Green hits them both. Perk Weisenberger, the Illinois State AD, went what most would say is out of the norm to hire Porter Mosier, but he really likes the hire, and Porter has energized the community here at Illinois State. Korn misses badly. Salukis are settling for jump shots and not making them right now. To the wing and Plank. Vince Green out to Guidry.
Guidry wanted it. Finds it, he was on the line, did it step in on the line. That's a two-pointer.
Redbirds back in front, 23-21. Small crowd on hand, gets in a little bit. Josh Warren again misses the short jump hook. He's got to take it at Marcus Arnold to try to get him some foul trouble. Guidry caught a finger in the eye. Arnold, that's a charge.
That's got to be
That's a good call. That's 2 fouls on Marcus Arnold. That's a good call.
Arnold can't believe it, but Brad was standing right there. Good job by Brad. We're going to see Arnold coming underneath, Korn with position, and Arnold just knocks him down. Good job by Brad Korn.
Kept his composure, kept his stance.
And that's tough for a guy like Brad Korn with Arnold coming right at you, the big body, but great job by Korn. Always a good effort when you take a charge.
Scoreboard says 25-21. Illinois State in the lead. Korn to Stetson, good.
Great job by Korn, driving in, bring the defense towards you. Stetson steps right underneath. His man stepped away, and Stetson right up off the board. Ooh, Tatum runs into a pick by Eccles.
Stolen by Brad Korn. Numbers. Double dribble, no call.
Just out of control here.
And the Redbirds have to settle it down. They had a 4-on-2 and couldn't convert it. Guidry now working on Lamar. 15 on the shot clock. Eccles with it. Here comes Guidry around the pick. Foul on Eccles. Illegal screen, will go the other way and shoot free throws.
Eccles stepped right in the way of Lamar Owen, nearly knocked him down. It's a moving screen call against Eccles. Porter Moser can't believe it. He's not happy with that call.
We've got 3:52 left to go in the first half. We've come to our last media timeout of the half. The score, Illinois State leads by 2, 25-23. With Thad Jackson, this is Mike Trude back in Bloomington Normal. It's 25-23 Redbirds. We have another game to broadcast for you a little bit later on in February, the 18th at 7 o'clock. It'll be at Evansville against the Aces. WSIU TV will be there February 18th at 7 o'clock right here on WSIU TV.
Home is where the heart is, and your home for Saluki basketball is WSIU Public Television. Help keep your home in shape with a generous pledge, and we'll keep your heart pumping with exciting Saluki basketball. Call now, 1-800-745-9748.
Redbirds lead at 25-23. The Salukis have the basketball. Length of the floor to go. They've got Brad Korn, Jamal Tatum, Stetson Harrison, Brian Turner, and Lamar Owen on the floor. Maybe one of the quickest fivesomes they could have, because Brad Korn is pretty quick.
Korn can do it all. Get the ball and push it up. There we go. Lamar gets it across.
And that press didn't last long, did it?
No.
See if Southern can tie this game up. They're going against the 3-2 matchup zone again.
Zone seemed to work well for Illinois State. See what Southern's drawn up here at the break.
Tatum. Lamar. They want it to get to Lamar on the baseline if they can. 10 on the shot clock. Jamal, jump up, 3, no. Brad, out of bounds off of Brad. It'll go to Illinois State.
Tatum leads the Salukis in three-point shooting. He had made 5 of his last 7 coming into this game. That one falls a little short.
Porter Mosier really complains on the sideline. Josh Warren back in for Brad Korn.
Warren in there for his defense, going to put the big body back on Arnold.
Plank with the top of the key. Redbirds lead by 2. Guidry down low to Dilligard. No way is he going to score on that. But the Redbirds get the ball. They still haven't hit the rim though, so the shot clock is at 15.
Dilligard had a man open in the corner.
Guidry short, real short. Southern has numbers if they can do it.
They got 3 on 2. Turner over on the left side.
Stetson traveled. Lamar, jumper, in and out. Tip by Stetson, rebound good.
Great work by Stetson, tipping it over to himself. Right in position though, getting between his man and the basket. Good rebound by Stetson.
Stetson's got 7. Brooks has 11. Foul on Josh Warren against Marcus Arnold, working hard inside.
Hey Mike, they've been calling this stuff all night, down low. Warren and Arnold.
It's team fouls, 8 for the Salukis, only 4 for the Redbirds. Fortunately, Arnold has 2 of those fouls.
21, Marcus Arnold is at the line. 1 and bonus.
Arnold shoots him at a 66% clip. Tonight he's 1 for 1. He had a 3-point play earlier in the ballgame.
Arnold, that's his 8th point. He only had 7 down in Carbondale, so he's already bettered his point total, and Illinois State knew they had to do that coming in.
That was one of the keys you and I talked about. Marcus Arnold had to be better for Illinois State to be better in this one tonight. Second one, also good. And they're back up by 2, 27-25. Back to the man-to-man defense now.
Illinois State crowd.
This is where you got to pound it to Josh Warren and get Arnold's 3rd foul.
Boy, Warren working hard down low.
Turner for 3, no, way off. Tip in, Jamal Tatum, no.
Tatum tipped in, had a good look, nearly came down with a 2nd chance rebound.
And the Redbirds lead by 2. It's amazing how big our guards are playing against their guards. Wide open flank from the corner. Missed it.
That's no good.
Foul on Josh Warren.
Warren not happy with that call. Had a hand on it. Couldn't control it.
He's got 2 fouls.
There's Warren, gets a hand on it, tips it out to Arnold. Arnold, yep, he gets a hand on him. Going for the loose ball. We're going to put Arnold back at the line again.
Sylvester has to stay on the bench with 2 fouls. Now it's up to Brad Korn to try to match up inside with Marcus Arnold, and that's a mismatch if there ever was one. Free throw good.
Arnold 4 for 4. Let's see if we can get him to miss one here. 100% on the night.
They got to keep, Illinois State's just going to keep pounding it down low. Green's coming in for Dilligard for Illinois State, or Alexander, excuse me.
You've got Willis on the bench, Warren on the bench, and it's going to be Brad Korn, Mike, like you said, matching up against Arnold. They're going to keep pounding it down there as long as they got that matchup.
Their lead is 4, and it's all been from the free throw line. Last 2 trips, 4 free throws for Marcus Arnold. They go back to the man-to-man.
Southern needs a bucket here.
Stetson for 3. Wow. Stetson is on fire. He's got 10.
Double digits for Hairston. Fadeaway 3.
He and Brooks carrying us on offense. 11 for Darren, 10 for Stetson. Southern back within 1. Minute 23 left to go.
Watch Arnold and Korn here down low.
12 on the shot clock.
Green forcing up a shot. The little guy, 5'9".
And Southern can take the lead. Stetson with it. He feels the hot hand. Let him go with it.
Brooks going to back it out. Be patient here.
20 on the shot clock. $10 on the shot clock. Darren working on Guidry. Lean in. Yes. DB's got 13. He may get them all tonight to get to 1,000.
Needs 30. He's almost halfway there.
Saluki's on top, 30-29. The score you're reading is wrong. SIU leads at 30-29.
Be nice to take the lead into halftime. Illinois State wants to do the same.
Guidry. Now Plank working on Jamal Tatum.
Crowd getting into it here in the last 5 seconds of the game, or the half. Gonna have to get it up.
Not gonna get it off. Great defense by the Salukis to hold Illinois State the final 20-some seconds without getting a shot off. And Darren Brooks's lean-in jumper with about 45 seconds left to go in the first half gave the Salukis the lead they hold now. It is 30-29, the Salukis lead. Nick Schneigert has Matt Painter over in the corner. Nick.
All right, well, so far you did a decent job in the first half. Go ahead and give me an assessment so far, and what changes are you going to do, if any, for the second half, Coach?
Well, we got to be a little bit better offensively. We got to be more efficient, get the basketball inside, try to get to the free throw line a little bit more. But I thought we played pretty good defense. They shot the ball very well, and so we got to get to the shooters. We got to communicate and transition. But if we keep playing hard and we do a little bit better job rebounding and get the ball inside offensively, I think we'll be all right. But it's going to be tough. They're a lot better team than they were when we played them in December.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half, Coach. Well, so far it's been a tough game for SIU. Let's hope they pull out in the second half with a win. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Nick. And I think Coach Painter hit it right on the head. They've got to get the boards a little bit harder and keep their consistent pressure on the defensive end. Illinois State shot the ball pretty well here in the first half.
We saw the defensive pressure to end the half there. Great job by Southern to not give up the lead going into halftime. That gives them the momentum coming out in the second half. Of course, 5 straight points to get back up in the lead. 3 by Stetson and the one-hander by DB. But yeah, definitely they're going to have to hit the boards. Usually Lamar Owen is the guy hitting the boards. We've seen him down under there. Josh a little bit out getting the boards, just getting the hands on it, and the loose balls going to Illinois State.
Salukis lead at 30-29. It's halftime. We'll have some features for you when we come back. And welcome back to Redbird Arena. A hotly contested first half, and the Salukis looking for their 7th road win of the year and 7th win in the conference. Lead it by a score of 30-29. Salukis lead it by a score of 30-29 at halftime. Let's take a look now at the Missouri Valley Conference standings. They are brought to you each game by Edward Jones, with more than 130 years of experience helping individuals build financial security. And there are the Southern Illinois Salukis on top in the Valley with a record of 6-0. Creighton just a game back at 5-1. Last check they were losing at Wichita State. It was late in the first half, losing at Wichita. Then comes Northern Iowa in 3rd place and 4-2, and then a bunch of teams at 3-3. SMS, Wichita, Drake, and Indiana State. And then the bottom 3, Bradley, Illinois State, and Evansville. So we've got 3 tiers. We've got the 3 power teams right now, the 4 in the middle and the 3 at the bottom.
And that's Missouri Valley basketball for you. And you know, you look at Illinois State down there at 1-5, Southern at the top. But a game like this, it just shows you how tough Valley basketball is.
Missouri Valley Conference standings brought to you by Edward Jones, investing in you and your dreams. About 4 minutes left before we tip off for the second half. Our score, the Salukis lead it over the Redbirds, 30-29. We'll be back with first half stats when we come back after this. Mike Trude along with Thad Jackson, 30-29. The Salukis lead the Illinois State Redbirds. I want to remind you that support for Saluki basketball is brought to you in part by First Cellular, a Southern Illinois company specializing in wireless data communication services throughout the communities of Southern Illinois. First Cellular is proud to be a continued supporter of Saluki athletics. First half stats are pretty even so far as we look them over. They don't get much closer than that, do they? Except for the free throws.
Yeah, both teams about the same, and that's why your score is 30-29. Southern, 42% field goal percentage. Mike, when they shoot 45 or above, they're 9-0.
And the Salukis are 13 for 31, but more importantly, 4 out of 9 from the three-point range, which has helped them get that lead in the ball game. Turnovers, 8 for the Redbirds, 3 for the Salukis. That is a good total. If you double it, it's 16-6. And I like the Salukis' chances that they can get another 8 turnovers in the second half on Illinois State. The rebounding, Illinois State leads at 17-14. The Salukis lead in the assist category. And there's the point total leaders. Darren Brooks with 13, Marcus Arnold with 11. Marcus Arnold has been a huge force thus far for Illinois State. 3 out of 4 from the field, 5 out of 5 from the free throw line. He's had his way underneath.
And no reason for Illinois State not to keep going down low to Arnold. They'll probably come right out their first possession. Push it down low again, and Sylvester Willis with 2 fouls, Josh Warren with 2 fouls, Korn has the 1. So our big guy's not really in foul trouble yet, but you don't want to pick up that early 3rd foul, and they're going to work it down to Arnold.
Support for this program comes to you from the SIU Alumni Association, with a reminder that 2 complimentary tickets are available to alumni members at select Southern Illinois businesses and banks for this Sunday's home game against Indiana State the 25th. Call 453-2408 for more information on that one. We are just about ready to start the second half. The Salukis will come out with their original starting 5. Turner, Brooks, Hairston, Willis, and Brad Korn. Illinois State will counter with Greg Alexander, Neil Plank, Najib Eccles, Marcus Arnold, and the little point guard Vince Green, who played 18 out of the 20 minutes in the first half.
You look at Sylvester Willis, only 7 minutes in the first half for Southern. No points yet for Sly.
No rebounds, no anything. He was but 2 fouls. He needs to get involved a little bit more. He did try a shot. He's 0 for 1 from the field on that fadeaway jump hook, and I know he would like to have that one better. A better start here in the second half than he had in the first half. The officials are talking about something right here in front of us at the half-court area. Not quite sure what it's about. Now they're going to go over and do a little bit more checking. I don't know if it has to do with the possession arrow or...
We'll see what they got going. You see Arnold and Eccles right up here at half court. 2 big guys, and Sly Willis and Brad Korn going to be matching up against them here to start the second half.
And thus far, Eccles has not done anything offensively. He's 1 out of 4, and it was a pretty easy layup, but he does have 4 rebounds. More importantly, he has 4 of the 8 turnovers.
I think we're about ready to go here. The officials have whatever they needed to work out.
And the Redbirds will inbound the basketball right in front of our table. And we're underway. Salukis 20 more minutes away from what would be a record-breaking 7th Missouri Valley Conference win against no losses, and that would tie Creighton from a year ago. Arnold kicks it back out to Alexander for 3. Good start. Alexander has 2 field goals, and they're both 3s.
He's number 7 in Illinois State history from 3-point range. Needed just 5 more coming into the game to move up to that number 6 spot. Give him 1 there.
Well, if he gets 5, the Salukis are in trouble. That would give him 4 in this half, and Southern doesn't want that to happen. Brooks all the way to the hoop, and he missed it again. I don't know if he's losing concentration on the way to the glass because he's wide open.
He had that shot just up underneath and maybe lost control. I didn't see, but had that shot.
3 on
Willis.
Sly.
So 54 seconds into the second half, and Sylvester Willis is going to pick up foul number 3. Josh Warren's going to have to come back in. Of course, Josh already has 2.
The Dawgs do not play zone. Redbirds lead it by 2, 32-30. Korn is guarding Marcus Arnold. Alexander out high.
Korn fronting
him, and that's how they're going to have to play him. Alexander. 8 on the shot clock. Green.
Gonna have to create.
Alexander, a long three, no good. Rebound tipped by Plank, and Stetson will have it. I thought Plank was over the back on Stetson on that one, but no call. Stetson, a long three, no good.
DB
Brooks
again
right
with the
there,
rebound.
gets the foul called on Greg Alexander. It's first foul of the half on Illinois State, first foul of the game on Greg Alexander.
And that's what DB does. He leads the team in points and rebounds, gets another rebound, creates a foul, creates a lot for the Southern basketball team.
Brooks.
And creating some points there. Yes.
Gets that one to roll in. He's missed 2 layups already in this ball game. He should have 19 points.
Remember, he needed just 30 to reach the 1,000 point plateau. That would be a milestone tonight.
He's got 15. The Salukis and Redbirds are tied. Vince Green, he lost Brian Turner, but he missed the shot. And the Dawgs are fortunate to get the rebound. Brooks.
Oh, he almost walked. Look for Stetson.
Down low. Josh Warren, jump hook, no. Real bad shot by Josh. Plank to Marcus Arnold.
You got Brooks on Arnold down low. He's going to have to front him. You don't have to when they make it. Green from the corner for 3.
3-point edge. They throw it away.
He throws it across.
Turner saves it.
By DB.
Fouled by Vince Green. Salukis are being a little careless with the basketball here. Guidry's coming in for Alexander.
We've seen him do this before. Here's Turner driving down low. There's the foul on Alexander. We've seen Southern be a little careless with the ball sometimes in about every game they've played.
2 fouls now on Greg Alexander, so he came right out. Brad gets the lob and the score. He's got 4, and we are trailing by 1. Illinois State leads at 35-34.
Like Brad wanted to dunk it, just lucky to get a hand on it off the front of the rim and go in.
Green for 3. No. Stetson gets the board. Here come the Dawgs running 3 on 2.
The run, he's got Turner.
Bryan for 3, no, off. Didn't have his feet set. Guidry in the other corner was open for a second.
Boy,
Eccles.
Warren and Arnold just going at it. See if they call one on this end.
Blank. They'll
Eccles
give
won't
Eccles
shoot
the shot. And now they're going to call a foul on Darren Brooks. And you're not allowed to touch anybody apparently in this ball game.
At least on Southern's end defensively, it looks like.
Tatum and Owen in. Turner and Korn out.
They're going to give up a little bit of height here. There's DB with the pressure. D just moving his feet, and he does get called for the foul.
Guidry coming off a bunch of screens.
Just like they drew it up. Guidry working around the outside, open for the 3 off the inbound.
Illinois State had a 4-point lead in the first half.
Southern needs to move without the basketball here. Warren.
Josh gets the layup.
A little help from Lamar Owen. Creates a little screen of 2 guys. Gives Warren a nice, easy look.
2-point game.
Boy, if Tatum could get a steal here for a bucket. There's Lamar Owen. How about one? Gonna take it up.
Missed it.
Oh. Owen's still down underneath the bucket. Slow getting up. He's still down. We'll see what happens. Owen is up on the other end of the court.
And why didn't Josh Warren take a charge there?
You can't give him that easy layup. Crowd back into it here. Owen seems to be all right. Went down hard.
4-point lead. That was a 4-point turnaround there. How many layups have the Salukis missed in this one? Brooks to Josh Warren, left hand, no. And Southern will keep it. We've come to our first media timeout. 15:06 left to go in the ball game. Illinois State leads the Salukis 40-36. More from Redbird Arena. We're Just underway here in the second half. Illinois State leads the Salukis 40-36. When the Salukis leave home, WSIU goes with them. We want to share every exciting moment, but we need your support to make it happen. Call now, 1-800-745-9748. Nick Schneider has been following the sidelines all night long. Nick, what do you got?
Well, Mike and Thad, I just talked to the assistant coach Matt Baroni of Illinois State, and he said they're going to have to contain all the guards if they expect to win this. Now, as for head coach Matt Painter, I was able to talk to him also. He said that they're basically going to have to keep the same game plan that they had since the first half. That's about it. Back to you guys.
All right. Thus far, Illinois State's outscored the Salukis 11-6 to take the 4-point advantage, and it's been the guards this time lighting it up for Illinois State.
Illinois State, we figured they'd work it down low, and they're still going to do that. But the guards, Guidry getting open in the corner, hitting a three.
They've got 4 threes in the second half.
Unbelievable. Well, Southern's going to have to step up the defensive pressure all around, just not let them get any open shots.
3 threes. Neil Planks was just a layup. I'm sorry. They have 3 threes here in the second half. Salukis do have the basketball, trailing by 4. Josh Warren still in there, along with Brooks, Tatum, Owen, and Stetson Hairston. Stetson will trigger it. Josh has it out high. Back to Stetson. Redbirds back to the zone, the 3-2 matchup zone. Tatum on the wing.
Important possession here, trailing by 4. Had the timeout to kind of relax a little bit.
Matt Miller is in for the Redbirds. Trying to give Vince Green a little bit of a rest. Shot clock down to 15. Lamar on the wing.
Somebody's going to have to drive. There, we got a foul down low.
Greg Dilligard's going to be called for that foul down low. His first. Josh that time backing in and backing in and backing in.
Josh
doing a nice job.
Had him posted up, and Dilligard holding the left arm of Warren gets called for that foul.
DB with it out on the wing to Lamar. Good shot by Lamar Owen.
Versatility, that's Lamar Owen.
He's got such long arms that shot was almost on a downward trek when he released it. Miller, nice.
Good front by Stetson. Stepped right in front.
DB, see if he can make this layup, see if he can control the ball. He does get under control. Lamar. Up and under and in.
There you go, Mike. He talked about the long arms. Gets that one underneath. Porter Moser wants a timeout. 4-point run here for Southern to tie it up.
So Porter Moser didn't like what happened there. 2 straight possessions, and the Dogs tied up at 40. Matt Miller with a turnover in the ball game. That's the Redbirds. They had 8 coming into this half, and they've had at least 2 or 3 this half already. And it's going to be turnovers and rebounding that's going to do it for the Salukis here in the second half.
The guy that can do that is Lamar Owen. We saw him create the steal earlier, and he's always down underneath the rebound. Of course, Darren Brooks, look for him anywhere on the court.
See if we can listen in on Matt Painter. A little bit hard to hear. He's setting up a play for the Salukis on the defensive side and on the offensive side. We know what they do on defense, and it's critical for Southern to try to play the next couple 3 minutes without fouling. They've already committed 3 here in the second half, and they have, 2 here in the second half. Illinois State has 3. And it's tied at 40 with 14-11 left to go in the ball game.
In the first half, Illinois State 8 of 9 from the free throw line, so they're not going to miss. Southern only got to the line 2 times. They were 0 for 2. There's Lamar up and underneath with the long arms and the good work around Dilligard there.
And Dilligard couldn't afford to foul Lamar because it looked like it was going to go in, and that would be a chance for a 3-point play. And Porter Moser, we've seen him take some quick timeouts, 2 in the first half and now 1 here in the second half. He is not afraid to use his timeouts and lose his timeouts if it's what the team needs at the time.
It seems to be working for Illinois State. Every time they did call a timeout, they kind of get back under control, or they draw up that play where they get the bucket. If they did last time on the inbounds play, at least, not after a timeout, but Guidry was the guy who got open. Let's see what they got going here. Of course, they're going to have to go the whole length of the court.
Scores from Missouri Valley Conference games in the second half. 17:05 remaining. Northern Iowa winning at Evansville 39-27. Southwest Missouri State leading Bradley 27-22. 18:30 to go in the game. And Wichita leads Creighton by 17 points 39-22, just underway in the second half.
Wow. Maybe Wichita back where they need to be.
Alexander to Vince Green. Green back in for Miller. Trey Guidry. Short rebound.
Gotta grab.
Controlled by Darren Brooks. That was Chris Burris, number 1, who attempted that shot. Warren to Darren Brooks. The finger roll, no. Gets his own rebound. And Lamar Owen gets it to go in.
DB another miss underneath, but he does create something underneath, keeps the ball alive. Lamar comes away with it. Determination there by Southern.
Salukis take the lead back, 42-40.
Boy, Tatum just quick all over Green.
And they finally call a foul on Tatum, and Matt Painter was screaming for a 5-second call the whole time. 2 fouls on Jamal Tatum. 3rd team foul on the Salukis. And Vince Green is getting tired, folks.
He's got to be with Tatum on it.
Marcus Arnold coming back in for Dilligard. So Dilligard and Burris are in the lineup, along with Plank, Guidry, and Vince Green. Tatum gets right up into Vince Green's kitchen.
Green, a pretty quick guy, too.
Down low to Marcus Arnold. Nice block by Josh. That time he anticipated the play. Very nicely done.
See if Southern can capitalize.
Tatum
here.
Jumper, good.
We'll take that.
Jamal with his first 2 points, and Southern leads by 4.
Just leave Lamar Owen trying to get everybody up. The Southern bench up. Illinois State fans trying to get back into this.
Guidry on the wing. Plank. Ooh, almost a steal by Jamal.
Look at this
and Lamar.
defense.
Oh, and he did get him. Lamar got Plank, but it was pure hustle play on Lamar. It's his first foul, and that's a good sign.
Couple opportunities for steals there. Lamar almost had one earlier, and Jamal Tatum nearly with one, and Owen going after the ball hard. Does pick up a foul.
4th team foul on the Salukis, and again, Illinois State has not won a lot this year. 5-9 and only 1-5 in Missouri Valley Conference play. They don't finish games very well. Guidry, high, arcing, 3 is short. Rebound to Jamal Tatum.
Good job by Tatum to sneak in underneath there.
Jamal. He keeps running Vince Green. Brooks, 4-3. No,
That's
too strong.
Hard. Stetson with good
Stetson
position.
had position, and Lamar couldn't sneak in there for the rebound.
Underneath, there's Arnold. Stetson a little late getting over there.
His first 2 of the half.
Here comes the 3/4 court pressure again.
That slows Southern down a little bit. 44-42, Dawgs in the lead.
Tatum going to work off the screen.
Lamar short on that one. He got a little bit out of control at the free throw line.
Might have had a little more room. Could have took one more dribble.
Redbirds can tie it up with a deuce. They can take the lead with a 3. Just ahead of a media timeout.
Just a hard fought ball game here.
Blocked by Darren Brooks and Josh Warren.
Not
Excellent
a good decision
defense
by Blank to take it in there.
Real nice defense. Both teams tired.
This is a hard fought ball game on both ends. It's going to be a well-earned victory for either team.
Oh, Lamar threw it right away to Chris Burris.
Lamar's going to pick up a foul.
He did.
Coach Painter tells him good job.
We've got 10:29 left to go in the ball game. 44-42. Salukis back on top. We'll be back after this. The Salukis are back in the lead, 44-42, and we love bringing you games on the road. And our next televised game will be February 18th, the 7 o'clock tip-off, when the Salukis travel to Evansville to take on the Evansville Aces. We hope you join us February for that ball game.
Support for this program comes from the SIU Alumni Association, with a reminder that 2 complimentary tickets are available to alumni members at select Southern Illinois businesses and banks for the January 25th home game against Indiana State. 453-2408 for more information.
10:29 left to go, 44-42, and you and I both feel this next 4-minute stretch leading into the under 8-minute media timeout, actually is going to be only about 2.5 minutes, is a pretty critical time.
And Southern, they've had a few looks underneath, easy buckets underneath. They have to get those to fall. Stop Guidry, look for him up top. Of course, we said his name all night. Of course, Arnold. But yeah, these next 4 minutes, Mike, we're going to watch, see which team wants it more, who's going to play harder and get that lead.
Sylvester Willis back in the ball game, trying to see if he can get some meaningful minutes in this game. He's got 3 fouls. Tony Young back in for the Salukis. He's hounding Vince Green. They'd love to have Guidry handling the ball.
Still want to see Sly play hard here, even with 10 minutes and 3 fouls.
Stetson.
Good hands by Stetson.
BT gets the ball. He's going to get hammered from behind.
There's Stetson.
Sylvester.
There
yes.
we go. We keep talking about him. He's going to get his points.
Guidry. Tony Young guarding Vince Green.
Green has not had it easy all night.
Nope.
Young, Tatum, everybody.
How about a 5-second call? Plank.
Thought about
to
it.
The corner and Green. And they throw it away. They throw it away, and the Dawgs lead it by 4.
BT's going to walk it up. Let's see some patience here.
We talked about this stretch being critical. Illinois State's turn it over on 2 straight possessions. Korn thought he was going to try to trigger one from 3. Hairston, top of the key. Yes, Stetson.
Stetson with a little.
His first 2 points of the half. He's got 12. And Porter Mosier, he's got to call another timeout. And the Dawgs lead it by a score of 48-42. It's a 30-second timeout. So Mosier wants to talk over this next offensive possession, which obviously he thinks is pretty critical. And Matt Painter's got to be pretty happy with that last minute stretch by the Dawgs.
Mike, we just talked about it. Who's going to come out with the hot hand in that 4-minute stretch? And in the first minute here, it's been Southern with 4 points. The turnovers have led to those. And here's Stetson creating a little space. The jumper from the free throw line gets it to fall. Tough shot by Stetson.
Stetson Hairston,
there he is,
was 4 out of 6 in the first half shooting the basketball. I think he's 1 out of 2 here in the second half, so he's having a heck of a night shooting the basketball. Vince Green just talked with Porter Mosier, and he's saying, Vince is saying, Coach, I need some help.
You see Mosier talking to Arnold there too. I'm sure the talk is, hey, big guy, you get the ball, you do what you know how to do.
Salukis did that last stretch with Darren Brooks out of the lineup. He's back in now for Stetson Hairston. Here we go. Tony Young will try to get a steal here. Oh, they throw it away. Another turnover. And that was a 30-second timeout wasted by Porter Mosier.
Mosier just shaking his head over there on the sideline.
Korn. Brad gets some space all the way to the hoop for 2.
Good move by Brad Korn. You can see he's pumped up. Southern up by 8 now.
Korn with 6.
Big key run here by Southern. See if they can keep pulling away.
Arnold out to Green. All the way over, and they throw it away again.
Mike,
and Vince Green again.
In their last 4 possessions?
4 straight possessions with 4 turnovers for Illinois State. And Vince Green's got to come out. And a seldom used player coming in, Kevin Trock. And Vince Green is just exhausted. Also back in Najib Echols for Chris Burris. Here's Korn driving hard to the hoop. That's pretty sweet.
Good composure by Korn. Might get hacked a little bit on the arm.
Dawgs lead it by 8. They can break it over to a double-digit lead with a hoop here. Brad wanted to go up and under, couldn't get it done. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Nice bounce pass to Sly, good for 2. Willis gets 2 more.
You can see in Southern's step here, they've got the momentum. They got the spring in their step. Watch Trock see if they can steal it away from him. He hasn't been in the game yet.
He just traveled with the basketball and no call was made. And now Trock again.
Double-digit lead for Southern. nearly picked up.
Guidry.
Slide needs to go out.
Misses. Rebound to Brad Korn. Nothing will fall for the Redbirds. Dawgs lead it by 10.
Wow, Mike, this is the 3 minutes out of that 4-minute stretch we talked about, and Southern has done everything right. A little help from Illinois State on the turnovers, though.
Redbirds back in the zone defense. Shot clock at 15. Turner to Tony Young. Back to Bryan. Penetrate. 3 on the way. No. Rebound to Trey Guidry.
Keep up the pressure, D, and BT's doing it right now.
And there's
maybe
the foul on Bryan Turner. That's okay, though, because that last stretch by the Salukis was pretty darn impressive. They led by 4. They lead by 10. 7:04 to go in the ball game. 52-42. We'll be back. We've got 7:04 left to go in the ball game. The Salukis have stretched the lead out to 10. Nick Schneigert, we like what's happening.
Hey, good. Well, yeah, check this out. I got 2 SIU grads standing here with me right now. Of course, Russell Eisenstein graduated in 2002, and Donnie Tillman graduated just last year. And what are you guys doing right now? We'll start off with you.
I'm working at WJBC in Bloomington now on the Redbird Radio Network, and tonight's a little tough for me, but doing pre-hap and post and some news down there too.
And me, I'm working at WHOI TV in Peoria, covering the Redbirds as well as the Bradley Braves and U of I Fighting Illini. So it's tough for me as well, but, you know, still have a little Saluki pride in my blood, so.
SIU alumni, finest. Talk to you guys later. See you.
You can go just about anywhere in the Midwest and find an SIU grad working somewhere at a radio or television station. There's no question.
You bet, Mike. A good school. Look at these turnovers. Illinois State, 14. They had 8 at the break, 6 here in the second half. 4 of those coming just in their last 4 possessions.
Vince Green is back in. He had a pretty good rest over there, but his legs have got to be tired. That's Eccles with it. Korn on Eccles. Greg Alexander back. Southern double teams Marcus Arnold. Alexander for 3. No good.
Eccles got position there. He was in front of Brooks. Good job by Eccles.
Illinois State, of course, needs stops. The Salukis need to maintain. They've had very good composure the last 2 road games. Brooks from the corner. No. Slide. Kick it back to Darren. Oh, he threw it to his feet. Tony Young will jump up a 3 and hit a 3. Tony Young, 2 for 2 from 3.
You want to see that from Southern, not afraid to take the long shot. Don't get complacent, don't play soft. You want to keep up the tempo. Good shot by Young.
Green turns it over. Oh, Tony knocks it out. I thought that was going to go off at Green's knee. So Illinois State will keep it. 27 on the shot clock. Dawgs lead by 11.
Green just holding his shorts.
Matt Painter's just screaming at Tony Young. Come on, Tony. Come on, Tony.
There he goes.
There's
Tony
the
reaches in. Nobody saw the ball. Tony right back on it.
Jump ball, Saluki basketball. That's Tony Young. Turnover again by the Redbirds.
Great quickness, court awareness, gets his hands in there. Tony's the only one that saw the ball when he turned around, jumped right on it.
6:04 left to go. Dawgs lead it by 11.
Porter Mosier not happy, and you can't blame him. 11-point lead for Southern.
Here's some other scores. Northern Iowa leads Evansville by 15 with 10 minutes to go, 49-34. Southwest leads Bradley 36-27 with 11 minutes to go.
Southern turnover here. Sly loses control down low.
Wichita State leads Creighton by only 8 with 11:32 to go, 50-42.
Creighton making a game out of it. See if Southern can pull away here in this one. Stay up atop the valley.
They lead it by 11. 5.5 to go. Darren Brooks now defending Vince Green. Here comes Guidry. They won't give him a 3. They do, though. No way.
Tony Young right in his face, though.
There's no way that Trey Guidry's going to make that. And Southern, with an 11-point lead, can run some clock here, get it under 5 minutes, then try to get a good shot. Illinois State's going to be forced to play some man now, trailing by 11, and that's what the Salukis want.
Let's look for a screen here, get somebody open. Illinois State's got to be tired. Somebody can get open here easily.
Brooks with it. Shot clock is down to 13. DB working on Greg Alexander to Tony Young. 7 on the shot clock. Turner forces one. Rebound to Greg Alexander.
Turner had to put that up. Shot clock running out.
Still lead it by 11. Just ahead of immediate timeout. Green down to Marcus Arnold. Working on a double team. He jumped right into Brad Korn, and they're going to call the foul on Brad Korn. That's a tough foul to get.
That's good help by Brad Korn. You see the official explaining to him. Brad did have his hands straight up. Arnold backed into him. Both Sly cutting off the baseline. Brad coming over to help.
And here come the troops for the Salukis. Hairston, Tatum, and Owen ready to check in. They just come in waves.
And you look at this, and you haven't seen much substitutions by Illinois State, and that's how Southern wears you down.
Marcus Arnold, his first free throw of the second half. Hits.
He's still perfect.
He's been amazing. He's got 14. Leaving Tony Young, Sly Willis, and Brian Turner. Pretty good stretch by those three.
Tony Young, very impressive on defense and hitting the three. Arnold 6 for 6 from the line.
He's short on that one, though. And the Dogs lead it by 10. 55-45. Lamar with it on the wing. Korn can take Eccles just about any time he wants to.
Eccles not real quick, and Korn's got that advantage on him.
15 on the shot clock. Jamal to Stetson. Stetson in on flank. Good shot by Stetson. Hairston's got 14.
Right over the top of Arnold. Good ball control, body control also by Stetson.
Salukis lead by 12.
Boy, Jamal is just all over.
Vince Green.
That's
blocked twice, but Arnold can't get it to go. Priney fouled inside. And I don't think the Redbirds are going to hold the Salukis or anybody under 60 tonight.
No, and when Southern can score over 70 points a game, they've reached the 9-0 mark. They're at 57 now.
Fouls on Jamal Tatum. Marcus Arnold will shoot 2, and if he makes them both, we'll have a timeout.
This is good for Illinois State. Stop the clock, make these free throws for Arnold. And also, more importantly, get some rest.
But they trail by 11, and we're under 4 minutes to go, which...
They got a lot of work ahead of them.
It's 3 possessions.
3 tough possessions with this Saluki D.
And he made them both. We've come to our final media timeout. 3:46 left to go. The Dogs lead it by 10. 57-47. Back for the rest of the game after this. And we're back at Redbird Arena. The Salukis clinging to a 10-point lead, 57-47. Support for Saluki basketball brought to you in part by First Cellular, a Southern Illinois company specializing in wireless data communication services throughout the communities of Southern Illinois. First Cellular, a proud supporter of Saluki athletics. Nick, I heard you talk to Porter Mosier.
Well, head coach Porter Mosier is very red hot right now. He's very upset towards the players. Apparently he's yelling at his players saying they're making unnecessary shots throughout the second half. Also, Trey Guidry is making shots he's not supposed to make. He's yelling at him saying that he's having his hand in his face, shooting unnecessary shots. Sat him down, talked to him for a little while, got his rest, he's back in the game, and I think he's going to get the ball more often within the next couple of minutes. Back to you guys.
And I think that's pretty simple strategy. He's your best three-point shooter. He's the best three-point shooters in the league. And here's Stetson on the layup. And he just plain beat Neil Plank. And the Dogs lead it by 10, and they have the basketball.
Guidry's going to run out of minutes shortly. There's 3:46 left in the game. And with a hand in his face every time lately, that's tough shooting. Pick up the press.
And the Salukis get it across midcourt very, very easily. And the Redbirds back in the zone. I'm kind of shocked about this.
It surprised me they're not going for a turnover or something with the man-to-man.
Southern can take 35 seconds off the shot clock and not feel any pressure from getting a turnover. Shot clock is at 10. Shot clock is at 5. Here comes a 3 from Stetson. It's short. Rebound to Brad Korn. Kicks it back out to Jamal, and Southern gets another 35
Coach
seconds.
Painter says, bring it out.
And the hardest thing to do in a zone defense is check a man off the boards, because you're guarding a territory, and you don't necessarily get a body on a man. Now they've switched to the man. They had to do that.
Surprised they didn't do that coming out of the timeout. Brad Korn with a great rebound. Quickness, got the arms up, got the ball.
10 on the shot clock. Again, Southern doesn't necessarily. There's a foul on Guidry, and Southern's going to go to the free throw line. Yes or no? That's only the 14th foul on Illinois State, so the Salukis get another 35 seconds.
And that also is going to be a disadvantage to Illinois State. If they need to start fouling, putting Southern at the line, they've still got 3 fouls to go before Southern ever starts shooting.
And there's a foul right there, Vince Green.
I think they're going to build them up. This is 5.
They don't have a choice.
That's 5 on the Redbirds.
And that's where not fouling hurts you. Now he's got to bring Matt Miller in, so Miller can commit fouls.
He's going to come in, probably commit 2 quick fouls, and then you're going to see Trock come right back in also.
And Trock's going to come in for who? Guidry to commit a foul, or who? Yes, for Alexander to commit a foul on Brooks if they have to do that.
Southern only got to the free throw line twice in the first half, missed both of those. We'll see what they do here. And we're going to get, there's
a foul on Miller. Oh, Southern's got to love this.
So that's 6, one more.
Matt Miller, his first 6th team foul on the Redbirds.
Look at Darren Brooks hiding under the basket.
Trock finally sees him, goes over. Stetson's going to inbound it right in front of us.
Now Burris comes in for Arnold because they don't want Arnold to get a foul here. Give it to Darren.
There it goes.
And there's a foul, and
put Darren at the line.
Not the best free throw shooter on the team, but a pretty darn good one. And here come the irregulars, so to speak, back in for the Redbirds. Green, Alexander, and Arnold. And DB's got to come up big here. He missed his only 2 shots in the first half.
All you got to do, Mike, is make your free throws down the stretch. Maybe a little easier said than done, but the clock stops. Southern up by 10. DB will shoot the 1-and-1.
No, there's no question. If Southern makes its free throws, they get their 7th road win of the year and their 7th Missouri Valley Conference win. Darren Brooks going for his 16th point. Yes. That was nice.
Nothing Illinois State can do but just foul and hope.
Salukis lead by 11. They lead by 12.
Brooks sinks them both. Good job.
57-40 in the game back in Carbondale. Illinois State's still not doing much better on offense. Guidry, he's got to look for threes, and Southern is not going to give him any looks.
They're going to extend that pressure all the way out. Stetson on Green. Lamar picks him up. Good D.
Plank, no. Rebound to the Salukis. And there's a foul. Guidry fouls Jamal Tatum. And it's just going to be if Southern makes its free throws, they're going to get out of here with another road victory, their 13th win of the season. Their 7th in a row in the conference, which ties Creighton for the best ever in the Missouri Valley Conference.
You see Guidry, they've got to commit the fouls. Southern comes in here winning 3 out of 5 at Redbird Arena. Make it 4 out of 6 if they come away with this one, and the crowd's starting to file out, Mike, with 2:12 to go.
And Jamal Tatum hits the first free throw. Gets them both. It's a 14-point game, and it's pretty much over except the final score now.
And there's a reason you shoot free throws in practice.
Guidry, 4-3, no good. Knocked out by who? Sly, I think, knocked that one out, which is okay. Good hustle for the rebound, and that time they left Guidry alone, which they don't want to do. Lamar, Matt Painter just yelled to Lamar, don't help, just guard Guidry. Arnold scores.
And Illinois State, they have a full timeout and a 30-second timeout. They're going to use one here. It's going to be the 30.
It'll be the 30, and Brad Korn and Brian Turner check back in. They're the Saluki free throw shooters. It's 61-49, as you see, with 1:58 left to go. And Southern took control in that stretch we talked about. It was 10:30 on the clock. In the next 2.5 minutes, they outscored the Redbirds 6-0, eventually getting out to as much as a 14-point lead, 61-47.
It was 44-40, Mike, at that point when we talked about that 10:30 mark. 61-49, a 12-point lead. And if we reset this here, possession arrow to the Redbirds, they trail by 12, 8 team fouls on each, only 1 timeout. remaining for Illinois State.
And there's the lay-in by Marcus Arnold, and the Redbirds have only scored 9 points in the last 9 minutes. Pretty good defense.
Great defense
and a lot of
by
turnovers.
Southern. Full court press.
Tatum's got it.
Hairston's all alone on midcourt, and they finally find him, and Brooks is on the other side.
Darren for 2. He's got 19. It's back to a 14-point lead.
That's the way to break the press.
Absolutely. Green. No good. Tip, no. How was that a foul on Jamal Tatum?
Tatum coming down on the ball. That's questionable.
All right, that's 4 on Jamal. I don't know if he understands that one.
The ball was coming down into Dilligard's hand, and Tatum knocked it down.
Dilligard, who is scoreless, shoots free throws at a 72% clip. Pretty good for a 6'8" freshman. But he missed.
This is that one.
Guidry. Yes.
Tough shot by Guidry to get the ball and go up real quick. Minute and a half, Southern.
There's the double
control.
team. And a foul on Trey Guidry. He fouls Brian Turner. And now Brian will go to the other end shooting one of the bonus. And Porter Mosier's not going to give up as long as there are seconds to tick away on the clock, I believe.
Well, with a guy like Guidry, you can do that. I mean, if Southern misses some of these free throws and you put some up, Alexander can shoot too. But 12 points in a minute and a half, it's pretty tough to overcome.
Lamar's coming back in for Brad Korn. Offense for defense. In this situation, defense for offense. See if Brian can knock down at least one. He's got to make the first one. Still 1-1.
19 fouls, one more puts him in the double bonus. Turner
got it. Brian Turner hits it, his first point of the ball game. So he does not have a 3 tonight. He missed, I think, 3 or 4 attempts, and none of them were really good looks. Made them both.
So I think if Southern stops him here, you might see one more foul by Illinois State. And otherwise, you can probably put this one in the books with a 14-point lead.
And the Salukis have been perfect down the stretch from the free throw line. Alexander hits
well,
one.
There's Alexander. Then this is going to be Mosier's final timeout.
And it's a full timeout. This is a full timeout. It's 65-54 after the three-pointer by Greg Alexander. Greg Alexander has 4 field goals tonight. They're 3-pointers. Every single one of them is a 3-pointer. So Southern did a great job because Alexander does like to penetrate, but he doesn't like to shoot too much. It's 65-54, a minute 16 to go. We'll be back after this. And the Salukis will inbound the basketball. If they can get it in and make free throws, they're going to win this game. Korn has to call a timeout, so Brad's got to call timeout. And I think Matt will take a 30 here. He wants to drop a real quick inbounds play because if Southern can get the ball inbounds, they pretty much have this one wrapped up. Although Illinois State's probably going to continue to foul down the stretch.
I like the long ball here. Darren Brooks was almost able to sneak away if you saw him right here in front of us at half court. You get everybody running forward, sending Illinois State that way. Send the one guy sneaking back. Here's a good look at the running the court. DB off the pass from Stetson up underneath. Plays like that, Mike, just DB finally hitting his layups. Good shot, good hustle by Brooks.
Darren should have 25 points tonight. He's got 19 and he's missed 3, what he would consider probably wide open layups.
Yeah, yep. And we talked about he only needed 30 coming in to reach 1,000. We've said it enough times. He's not going to get it tonight, but what an offensive effort. And with those layups missed, he could have had a lot more. Here he comes.
Says, please foul me. Please foul me.
Looks like Illinois State, they're going to try to get a turnover. Time running down, almost under a minute. Finally going to foul Tatum.
Jamal Tatum, which isn't necessarily the best thing to do. Freshman's shooting free throws at a pretty good clip this year.
So 12 seconds run off the clock there before Illinois State's able to foul him. 10 fouls, 2 shots for Tatum.
2 shots.
Mike, we talked about free throws in Southern. Perfect down the stretch here.
And he made it. Jamal Tatum at Southern Illinois. Mosier did the same thing, trying to foul Jamal Tatum. And he goes, that darn little freshman, he's going to be a pretty good player.
Boy, look for good things from Jamal. There, they
short
finally
on
get
that
one. That's all right, the clock's running.
Guidry takes it to the hole. Good shot by Trey Guidry.
Illinois State, no timeouts, can't stop the clock unless they foul, and they do.
And they fouled Jamal Tatum again. So they're going to make the freshman beat him. It's a 4-possession game right now because Southern leads by 10. That's 3 threes plus. Guidry just fouled out of the basketball game. Trey finishes with 12 points on the night. And Porter Mosier gets about 35 seconds in order to sub a player in, and he's calling a defensive set and get the ball down the court as soon as you can and shoot for offense.
Southern content just to wait here. Jamal, he's relaxed. He knows he's going to put in these free throws. Good defensive effort, and down that stretch, hitting the free throws, playing the defense, causing the turnovers. Southern did everything they needed to do to put this ball game away like this.
Salukis return home Sunday afternoon against Indiana State. It's a 2:05 tip-off at the arena. The Saluki women are home Thursday night against Wichita State, and then Saturday afternoon against Southwest Missouri State. 7:05 tomorrow night and 2:05 Saturday afternoon against a very, very good Southwest Missouri State team. And that's the women Thursday and Saturday. The men in action Sunday at home against Indiana State, 2:05 tip-off.
Southern can sweep Indiana State with that win Sunday. They're looking for the sweep. Conference sweep here against Illinois State, about to take it home. And a steal by Brooks.
And Indiana State has lost, I believe, 20 or 21 games in a row at the SIU Arena.
That's a good stat. Of course, Southern with the Valley winning streak still intact.
Salukis lead by 12. Brooks will shoot 2.
Southern 21 straight conference home games. Perfect 9-0 the last 2 seasons.
Darren's got 20. Maybe he will get to 30 if they foul enough.
Keep fouling him here. Southern going to reach that 70-point mark. 9-0 when they do reach that plateau.
He missed that one. I don't think Mosier will foul anymore. I wouldn't think so. Green for 3, too strong. Rebound to Hairston, and they do foul. They're down 13 points with 42 seconds left.
I think Mosier's going to tell his guys to just not foul here. He looks like he's putting a couple subs in here.
Double bonus for Southern, 2 shots.
42.2 seconds remaining in the ball game. Hairston at the free throw line, shooting 2. Stetson having one of his best offensive games of the year. He's got 15 tonight. Tony Young in for Darren Brooks, and DB had a fantastic game. 20 points for the Saluki junior.
Going to see the bench clear here for Southern.
Ryan Walker coming in. He's going to come in for Stetson if Stetson makes this free throw. Stetson would like to leave the game with 16 points in the game. And he will. 16 for Stetson. He and DB were unbelievable. 36 points between the two. And the Dogs are at 71, and they average a little over 71 per game, and they give up a little over 61.
So right on average here. And Southern going to go to 7-0 in the conference. First time ever in school history, Mike.
Plank gets it into Kevin Trock. Dana Ford, he's from Southern Illinois. He misses. Rebound to Sams, and Sams scores.
See if Walker can get a bucket here. One of these guys that just checked in.
He's not going to foul. So the Salukis are going to get the victory. 20 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Shot clock's off. Southern can hold it. Up by 13.
Leonard Hughes with it now. Saluki walk on. To Tony Young. Under 5 seconds ago. And Southern has another victory on the season. They win at 71-58, led by Darren Brooks and Stetson Hairston with 36 points between them. They are 7-0 in the conference, 13-2 overall. The Redbirds fall to 5-10 and 1-6 in Missouri Valley Conference play, and the Salukis sweep the season series again with Illinois State winning in Carbondale 57-40. and winning here in Bloomington Normal by a final score of 71-58. I believe Nick Schneigert has our winning head coach, Matt Painter, down on the baseline. Nick, how's the happy coach?
All right, well, you guys, it was closer in the second half. How are you guys able to pull away with this victory?
I think our defensive intensity, our subs came in and did a great job. Tony Young, Lamar Owen, Jamal Tatum, their energy got us back into the game, got us going. We're able to make a couple shots, but I really think it's our bench that came in and just we're able to wear them down with our 9 guys that we play.
All right, basically Trey Guidry gave you a little bit of scare in the second half. How are you able to contain him?
Well, he's tough. You know, he has range to 25 feet. He can really shoot the basketball. He has a quick release. We just told our guys to not let him get in a rhythm, be up on him, but he's a very good player. But I think we just flat wore those guys down and our pressure. I think Tony Young was the key to the game in the second half.
All right, talk about Stetson Hairston. He had, I believe, 17 points in the game. How was he able to succeed during the second half?
Well, Stetson's a very good player. He's been in a lot of basketball games. He's very experienced. He's slowly but surely has just gotten better with this offensive game, and he's a big part of our team. So he made some shots. He got to the basket, but his defense and our whole team defense were key tonight.
All right, congratulations, Coach. Good luck. See you. All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Nick. Salukis win at 71-58. It was 44-40. SIU on top at the 10:36 mark or 10:28 mark, somewhere a little over 10 minutes going in the ball game. And we talked about the next 3 or 4 minutes of the ball game being the key time in the game. And that's when Southern was able to extend the lead out to 10 and then 12 and really look good doing it. Lamar Owen on the rebound there, and it did go in. Lamar had a good ball game with 8 points tonight. Stetson Hairston.
On that shot, he created some space, a little fadeaway jumper. Stetson, a good night tonight.
Stetson had 16 points in the ball game, and DB, the unsung hero, Darren, had 20 points in the ball game, and had he made some layups, would have had 28 or almost might have gotten 1,000 points tonight. But it was key. Tony Young on the defense, just keep running people with Vince Green, and eventually he wilted.
And Coach just talked about that, his bench, and you see that from Southern. They don't lose a step when they sub people in. You know, you have Jamal Tatum on Green, then you put Tony Young in there, and he creates turnovers, and they just wear these guys down.
And Illinois State did not get the kind of looks at the basket in the second half that they did the first. Marcus Arnold didn't hurt Southern in the second half, only had 1 field goal, and the rest were all free throws.
And that's just a great credit to Southern's defense down low. You know, they did have the fouls early. Sly picked up that early foul, right, the number 3 early in the second quarter, but they just shut Arnold down like they needed to do.
It's amazing. They are 7-0 this year. Matt Painter in his first year as head coach, nobody knew what to expect from this ball club. 13-2 now overall, and 7-0 in the league. And depending on what happens with Wichita and Creighton, Southern might have a 2-game lead over Creighton or a 4-game lead over Wichita.
And Creighton, the only team to ever start 7-0 in the Valley. Southern has now done it. Of course, Creighton did that last year, their best Valley start ever. And, you know, you look at this team compared to last year, you know, and this team with the depth they have is really maybe more impressive. That's tough to say, Mike, with the teams they've had in the last couple of years at Southern Illinois.
I think you're right. Let's take a quick look at some stats, and there's the final score. And the field goal percentage, there it is, over 45%. When Southern shoots over 45%, they were 9-0 this year. 3-point percentage, 37%, favors Illinois State. Free throws, look, Southern came back strong at 75%. Look at the turnovers, though, 16-5. Southern only turned the ball over 1 time in the second half. It was 8-4 in the first half. Southern doubled up Illinois State and only committed 1 themselves in the second half. So a very, very satisfying victory. The Salukis get out of Bloomington Normal with a win. The final score was 71-58. So let's wrap it up here. The Salukis go to 13-2 on the season, 7-0 in the league. Illinois State drops to 5-10 and 1-6. Our final score again from Redbird Arena. The Salukis 71, Illinois State 58. For Nick Schneigert, Thad Jackson, and all of our crew, thanks for watching, everybody. So long from Bloomington.